Hey guys, Ryan here. So first off, right off the bat, I want to just say this. I do not believe the AS VAL is better overall than the FFAR. I do believe situationally and in certain circumstances, it can be better and can be used as a counter to the FFAR. Overall, if you wanted to look at the guns and compare them both, the FFAR is going to be better for most players and in general overall situations. But if you're talking about a 1v1 gunfight, up close within about 0 to 25 meters, the AS VAL will win. I'm going to pull up the time to kill chart. Orange is the AS VAL, the pink purple FFAR, and the blue is the MAC 10. These are with the meta builds. And so you can see that the FFAR is better in the mid-range and it is extremely competitive and a decent bit better than the MAC 10. But the AS VAL up close kills faster. And I do not mean to just say that this means it's going to be better in close range situations, because there are so many factors that go into it, and I'm going to go over those in this video. There are three main things I want to go over: recoil, what is better in solos and duos, and how to use the gun and take advantage of the high time to kill and mitigate the reloading side of things. So the gun is obviously extremely good in solo duos, but it's extremely hard to use in trios and quads. And I have a clip right now that's going to be a small example from another game, and then I'm going to come back to this game. But the clip is going to be a small example of me using it in trios to great success, and then this game is me using it in quads. All right, so let's get in this clip. I'm going to be self-reviving right now, and I'm going to pop up and watch how dominant this can be if you learn to isolate 1v1s. I'm going to pull out the AS VAL, obviously, right before I go in the house. And when I find people, they don't really have a chance. And I just want to say, all these guys have FFARs. You can see it on their bodies. I just ran past an enemy there. He's going to come up and try and challenge me, and he's not going to really have a chance. He didn't really have a chance anyway because he wasn't looking in the right spot, but it's going to be the same thing for this last guy. And this is how to use it. You don't try and take on everyone at once. You try and just wait out the fights. You take your time. You isolate 1v1s. That is how this gun is used. That is the best part about this gun. In a 1v1 like this, up close, you're going to be able to beat people almost no matter what. Look how fast I killed these people. They all had FFARs, but they didn't really have a chance to fire back, because this gun, if you are on point and pre-aiming, will win the gunfight. Okay, so back to the quads game. The big issue with it is obviously the 30-round mag, and that's why I said you have to make space. And I'm going to use it in quads here. And I use it with an M4A1, the AUG, the AMAX, or the M16, something that is a long-range AR capable of putting down good damage in the mid-range. The main thing about this gun is that the recoil can be iffy in the mid-range. It has very little value in the mid-range, and it's a glorified SMG. I used to build it for a little more mid-range build that was a little easier to control recoil-wise, although this gun is really not that hard to control recoil-wise. In the ranges you're intended to use it, that is. But I built my AS VAL with a short barrel and a build that gives it slightly more movement speed than the FFAR currently. It has less than the MAC 10, but it has significantly less aim down sight movement speed than the FFAR currently, because the stocks on the Cold War weapons are really broken and really, really good right now. The AS VAL has an advantage in ADS time and sprint to fire time, which is massive in reaction-based situations, although the FFAR thrives on being able to pre-aim and predict where your opponents are going to be. It is also a very good reactionary gun up close if you get caught out and someone is right in front of you, because it does have pretty decent ADS time. If you were wondering what my build is with the AS VAL, I like to run the 30-round mag, of course, Sleight of Hand, I believe it is the operator Foregrip, the Stippled grip tape, and the barrel is the Stovl OSF. And this is more of an SMG build, and this gives it a slightly higher movement speed than the FFAR, as I said, and I think that's key, because it makes it feel more like an SMG And I think that's really important because while the FFAR is good, as I said, this gun has a slightly better sprint to fire time. So if you get caught out of position, you don't really know where the enemies are at, and they just jump around a corner, this gun is king at annihilating people. I have a clip coming up here after I annihilate these people on the hill with the M4A1, which is a great gun, by the way. And I'm going to show you how good this gun can be if you just react well with it and have quick reactions. Now, the main drawbacks are, how do you make space in team fights to reload the 30-round mag? And you have to be able to hit your shots pretty reliably. And the better movement you have in gunfights, the more rewarded you are for running this weapon. Now, there will be a certain percentage of times that you will die because the gun didn't have enough bullets. And I want to just outright say this. This is why I believe the FFAR is overall a little better, because I think that if you factor in mid-range scenarios, times you have to reload, dealing with multiple people where you couldn't make space, etc., the FFAR will have less percentage of situations that the gun will have faults. But if you are a good enough player, or smart enough, or you understand it's within your play style to mitigate the downsides of the AS VAL, as in you are good at making space, at finding time to reload, then it is okay to run. You will still find success because the time to kill, and if you are good with it and have the ability to hit your shots, the time to kill will beat the FFAR in pretty much all the situations you would use it. And oftentimes you can probably kill 2 people with the AS VAL. It is hard, but it is not impossible, and there's a good bit of situations where it will be easy. I would easily recommend pairing the AS VAL with the M4A1, AIM-MAX, M16, or AUG, as I said. But if you are in solo duos, run it with the sniper. Try it out. Let me know how you like it, because I think that combo is so good. But do not really try that in trio squads. You can. It's just not the same level of efficiency, because you really want to run it with something that you can switch to if you need in close range situations. For the most part, guys, this video is going to wrap up and end here soon. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to get a better coaching video out this week. I don't think my last one was bad. I just think it didn't necessarily capture the vibe of the other ones, and I didn't necessarily explain it in the best way. And maybe in this next one, I can really hit on why movement in gunfights is so important and how to move consciously, how to get better at jump shotting and drop shotting in gunfights. This gameplay, though, guys, I didn't get the dub, but I have been really enjoying running some alternate classes to the M16 AUG FFAR meta and trying out some new things. I hope I can make a video on that later this week, but we'll see. I need to get back to streaming. Thank you guys for all the support. You don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe, but if you do, thank you. Peace and enjoy.